I really just had this sense that, no, I'm doing something right now, and I want you to be a part of it.
So I'm Jason White. I'm originally from Houston, Texas.
And Leslie White from Dallas, Texas.
Leslie and I have been married for 17 years. We have 3 great kids. Elijah, who's 15, Jalen, 11, and Sophia, 7 years old.
Yep.
So I grew up in Houston, had a great childhood, great parents, grew up in a pretty urban area. I'll say it that way. Grew up in a pretty urban area, but it taught me a lot of life lessons.
I grew up outside of Dallas, another great family. I was a math nerd, and also then ended up at Stanford, and so that's where we met freshman year in college.
I played football at Stanford. We get there pretty early, and they ask everyone to send in a picture. You know, I saw her. I was like, okay, she's pretty nice. So I check her out. I was like, okay, so I'll make sure that I let everyone know that that's who I'll be trying to reach out to and court and communicate.
He didn't really have it as much now. He used to have a pretty thick Texas drawl, and I said, that one sounds familiar. There's something about that one. And so we started dating freshman year and been together ever since. I grew up in church, didn't really connect as a child. I was always a math person. So when I did get saved, which I actually consider post-college, was when I got saved. We were with all of these like Stanford PhDs and professors that were able to help close the gap on some of my areas of like doubt, which is like, how do you marry science with this? How do you like all of those different things? Because I was in economics and so into money, I was really interested in like, so what does God say about money? And we were in church, and they were starting a Crown financial ministry at the church we were in California. So yeah, just like reading through the Bible through the lens of like an economist, right? Like frame was just fascinating. We got married. We had our first right before I was going back to business school. We realized that being close to family was big.
Yes.
So we were in LA. We were like, we want to see movies. Where are our grandparents?
Yeah.
Let's get back. Did my internship at PepsiCo in the Frito-Lay office. Loved it. Loved all the things about it. And it was in Dallas. Mm-hmm. And so
worked
we
out.
did that and came.
Yeah. Had been working at Google for quite some time. It was much different. It was obviously much smaller. I would see the executives rollerblading through the building, and you're like, is this really life? It was. This is what's happening every day, but these people are brilliant, so they just let them, be who they are. It was definitely a shock coming into the real world after working at a place like that for 7 years.
He had left Google. He was pre-IPO. So we had a decent amount of stock. And essentially we had 2 purposes for it. One was our down payment was this house. Mm-hmm. And then the other part we basically earmarked for kids' college funds. Part of my homework, because I'm the money one, was to figure out how to get it into a 529. It's like a 401k for college. So it gets some special tax benefits, but once you get it in there, it's kind of locked up. Like you can't just give it to anything. We really prayed, Lord, when we get to Texas, right, like help us find a church home fast. So we moved into this house. We got a flyer on the door. And I really feel like he's like, listen, flyer on the door, done. Then we go to visit. It's just in a hotel, not like a big fancy one. It's like Hilton Garden Inn, right? It feels like underground secret church. What is this?
Yeah, it was like if a speakeasy could be a really cool church, that's what it was.
Yeah. When we joined, the first sermon was on, he was in a series called Seekonomics. So it was a stewardship series. I was like, I'm sold. I'm in.
Right.
So at 2010, it's 3 services in the morning. There's a Sunday night service. So at this point, we're like looking for space. And so when we started the campaign, so then we have, the kind of, what are we doing, right? Let's talk about, it's not just a building. You are making space for lives to change.
They asked us to, come with a number, and, that's what you would write down as your commitment. And then you would, over the course of however many years, that's what you would contribute. So I can't remember the number. I think it was like 25. Yeah, needless to say, the number that I had was significantly lower than the number that Leslie had. So we had to really have a discussion.
I don't know when it's the college fund came, but I think there was this impression of this needs to be used now. There was a danger in that moment for us to trust in Google stock, to trust in our bank account, to trust in all these things for the provision for our kids. To me, it was a very physical way of connecting to God has my kids' path, all the different aspects of it. Their purposes are fully funded. And giving that to God, I don't have anxiety, right? Because I'm not dependent on Google stock. I'm dependent on the one who knows and loves my babies more than I could even imagine, and knows exactly where they need to be and what they need to get there.
We're seeing growth in our own marriage. We're seeing our kids get poured into, to see all the things that are happening to the people around us. Like people that you went through some pretty tough times with, that you can see them and that they're on the other side now. And you go back and so you go back and you see these pictures when they're struggling, and you see the picture when they're struggling, and then you see them doing all right now. So that's what hits you, because they might not be here, seriously.
Yeah.
And I don't just mean not here. I mean, they might not be here. And so there's a lot of people that have gone through a lot of stuff, and because of the support in the church, the support with the family, they're here.
Yeah.
So that's what got me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to stop and listen.
I think listening to the Holy Spirit is coming in and asking God, what do you want to talk about? God, illuminate to me what you want me to hear.